Story number 3. We've got our neighborhood AI watch. So we got to keep an eye out on all this AI stuff because honestly, there's so much going around that it's mind blowing. Mind blowing actually how much amazing stuff is being put out there and is being done and people are trying. We've got I saw AI commenting on another AI post and that kind of blew my mind. I was like, "Huh, I'm pretty sure that's AI, and I'm pretty sure that's AI responding to that other AI. Now they're having a damn conversation. This person needs to clean up their comment section, but I left that alone. But the one that sparked this one was Spotify. I'm always interested when companies get into doing stuff. When regular people are doing it, fine, whatever, play around. But when big corporations start using it, that's when I start to take notice. So Spotify is testing using AI to automatically clone and translate podcast voices. This is from Ars Technica, or you can go to Spotify yourself and find some of the information. But basically, they're taking certain podcasts and saying, you know what? We have this library of this person's voice. We can just translate their voice into something else and into Italian. We can translate in German, French, Portuguese, or whatever. Wherever this person is popping, we can translate that podcast into that language so that person, wherever they are, can listen to it how they want to. I thought that was pretty badass. I don't It's kinda scary, but I don't know, kinda badass. I don't know.
Technically, yes, it is badass, but I would say this, man. I
Technically,
think
it's
this is
badass.
yeah, technically, actually, what's the comic book guy? Actually, but I do see the legal ramifications, man. We're gonna have to have legal representation for our avatar selves, our digital selves, right? So yes, me, you, Mr. Benja are real people, but we have public personas now, right? On YouTube, Instagram, and stuff like that. And I can absolutely see legal firms growing up to say, hey, that's the real Theo Harvey's content. You can't just take it away. Or that's Mr. Benja's content. You can't just take that away. And then people come to me, Ben, what's going on? Nah, that's my digital self. I don't know. I let the take care of that. It's almost like we talked about this. There's that, public persona. Celebrities have done it for years, but this public persona and private persona. And this public persona is the one that's going to be fighting the battles for you so that you protect your voice. AI doesn't learn off of your voice or things like that. And we already see with the writer's strike how they push back on a lot of stuff, not training the models with their content. To your point, we also talked about the guy, the voiceover actor, right, who does all the Harry Potter series, right? They were taking his voice without his consent to put that out there. So I absolutely see a lot of lawsuits and stuff starting to bubble up from this because these AI models, they need to be trained with something. And then people are realizing I can't let these AI models touch my data. As a matter of fact, that leads into the other point I was going to bring up. I sent it to you that how Getty Images, right? They're known for their beautiful imaging and all that
Mhm.
stuff. They are creating their own AI algorithm separate from
Yeah,
OpenAI and everything else using their data, which is genius, which is, I
yes.
think more and more people are going to start doing because they realize, why am I letting train these other models on my stuff? And then I got to sue them later or figure out some kind of way to get justified. Because people say, hey, I want a Getty like image for chandelier or something.
Yeah.
Getty's, wait a minute, we charge people for that. That's our business model. And so I think we're going to see more and more of that happen, man. This legal reference. Yes, it's badass. And I'm played around with some of this stuff, but it's going to be the wild. It's going to be crazy, man. If I was a legal person like that, I told my brother-in-law was a law person. I said, man, you need to get into this business because this is going to be huge. They're going to be so many lawsuits and so many people restricting AI access to certain data, especially if you are big and you have an audience and all that. Dude, you better protect your image.
What I just thought of while you're saying that with the Getty Images, they always put together images from the Met Gala, right? Um,
Mhm.
the big fashion thing. Everybody goes to see the art and fashion and the crazy outfits. So if you say, I want something that looks like they're at a gala, I want a crazy outfit, I want to see a tall, slender person, black hair, whatever, at a gala, it's probably going to pull something from Getty Images. And you know this because whenever it would do the AI version of that, you'd see some little jumbled. kind of thing in the
Mhm.
lower right corner, and you're like, "What is that?" So there are so many Getty images that they all had their logo in the corner that it thought that a gala image
That's part of it.
that was it thought that logo was part of what a gala image is. So
Mm,
now think about this. You're going around and you're going to these events, you're going to a football game, you're going to whatever. They've got cameras all around, and you know how they always have they have the signs at some of these Hollywood events or some of these public events that say, "Hey, if you're here, you're consenting to being filmed. It's just a public place. We're going to be taking pictures, so don't get all upset." Now it's, "Hey, we've got cameras all around. We're going to be filming all y'all because guess what? All y'all about to get turned into our AI data."
Woo!
That's an
Good point.
interesting concept.
Dang, you're right. You consent to even showing up to concerts or sporting events to or even a public place. Heck, if you just go to a kid's birthday party, people can take your image and do stuff like that. So, wow. We might see people just that's probably why they don't want to go nowhere. See, forget that. I want my image safe. Nah, man, this is deeper than people realize, man. This image takings and really protecting your data, your personal data, obviously. And if you have a business, that's a whole nother separate conversation of the data you produce that way. You're an artist, Mr. Benja. I know you're constantly thinking about that, right? Or how
Well,
your artistry is going to be displayed via AI, or if not, how do you restrict that?
that's why I started pushing the brand thing so long ago. I was like, it's impossible for me to ever really solidify myself as I wouldn't say impossible, but it's going to be very hard to without that personal brand
Mm,
to solidify myself as something. I can't just create a bunch of work and then be like, "Hey, look, this is my work." And actually, we don't know that. This kid in
mm,
Russia has the same type of work you have, and this girl over in Pakistan has the same kind of work you have. In fact, somebody down the street in Austin, Texas has the same kind of work you have. What are you talking about? And you're like, "Oh crap, they stole my style." They may have legitimately stolen your style, but what you gonna do? Get mad? I was at
Well, I would push back too. I don't think it's just artists, it's everybody. Why do you
no,
think I'm
no.
trying to build a personal brand? Because you become a commodity if you don't have we talked about this, right? Prices, you have your cost and you have your price, right? This is what it is.
Mhm.
The goal is to make that perceived value so much higher than what you charge. And the
Yeah.
way you do that is with branding. You have to put yourself out there more or specific use cases that are the value you bring to the marketplace. And that's why everyone needs to have a personal brand nowadays, man, because if you don't, you become a commodity so fast. And you won't be able to have enough margin to be success and grow your business because if you're getting by, oh, Mr. Benja's artist, Mr. Theo's art right down the street, right? Just like milk. Who cares? But if you
Right.
have a perceived value of wow, Mr. Benja, he does 8-bit art and he understands it because he was a video game program, there's a story behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand. And guess what? He only did this one print because he did Red Dead Redemption, and he understands this piece of that no one else understands. Boom.
Dude, I didn't know what this was, but there are like there are programs, little not there are little programs, bots and everything where if you decide you want to, and I forgot the term for it, but it's like a something kind of digital e-commerce hitman. It's this
Mhm.
term. What they basically do is they get all your information, free information, not like hacking or anything. They just look at everything you're doing and okay, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing this. All right. Press a button after they've given it all the data, copy your website, copy your storefront, copy your SEO, copy your messaging, copy your blog. Anybody who's commented or liked, they copy that person's list. So now they start advertising on Instagram towards those people. They start advertising on Google toward those people. And if you have, and this is an actual example of somebody that happened on TikTok, she sold vintage sunglasses. So if her site was like vintage sunglasses by Anna, they would create vintage sunglasses by Sarah, by Vine, by Joe, by John, and they would simply
Ugh.
outnumber you. So when you said vintage sunglasses by, the search would come up and you're like, "Oh, was it Sarah or okay, whatever." And you just pick one, and yeah, all that gets funneled back to some business overseas, and The game is dirty.
Man, you know what, Mr. Benja? I got an idea, Mr. Benja. I'll tell you about it offline. I already know. I already got the idea.